Welcome back. We are now in semifinals.
Oh, wait. We can hear ourselves up there.
Yeah, we can. Once again, it's the boy Bash. This time I'm joined by Fufu. How you doing?
I am doing lovely. I am glad to be back here. Honestly, I'm just glad to be back here on the commentary stand because we have the setting getting a little bit darker behind us, and we have some amazing matches come up here as we approach our semi. Well, no, we have our semis already. Yeah, our
Yes.
semi-final matches here ready for us.
We're still on best of five, but this time we are doing counter picks. There was
Yes.
a little bit of confusion before, but now, no doubt, after this first map, it will be the teams that dictate where we go next. Rubber Ducks maintains their spot on stream, this time playing against Triggerfish Zone's Supremacy.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we saw a pretty dominant performance from Rubber Ducks last game where they were able to take their set 3-0 without too many problems. And Triggerfish Supremacy has been on a roll this event as well, winning, obviously both of these teams made it all the way up this far into the bracket. And I want to see how they're going to duke it out.
100%. We are on zones, but not on Camp Triggerfish. We are once again going to Umami Ruins. The elevation plays a little bit of a different role when playing on zones because the zone is that platform in the middle, if I remember correctly.
Yes. That platform in the middle is going to be the big difference here in Umami zones, which differentiates from pretty much a lot of other zones maps. It's like you do have to take that center spot if you want control of the map here. So let's see how these teams. I do like that pencil coming out, and I do love the ledge camping option with that machine. And of course, we are seeing that pencil from the side of Triggerfish Zone's Supremacy.
We got
kind of shiny.
We got a pencil on both squads.
Yes.
The machine maintains its position, this time playing against a tri-slosher and two different shots.
Indeed. And it looks like Rubber Ducks is able to get that first advantage here, able to take care of that center, able to take a pick on the shot on top of that. But these strikes from Triggerfish Zone Supremacies are trying to help make a little bit more extra space as they are facing a little bit of fire from the rest of the members. Still, neither team, never mind. Rubber Ducks is able to get that first cap on the zone, bringing some points to the board here. But it's going to be a scrap at center still with people going down left and right. To go down the Triggerfish Zone Supremacy, leaving Rubber Ducks still with that man advantage.
They are trading like the NASDAQ right now, and VRF's Slosher is working overtime. Rubber Ducks is making sure of that. Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is just waiting for that one breakthrough. They might have it, but it really all depends on how Rubber Ducks' special coordination is.
Absolutely, and the tides have flipped as well, but Triggerfish Zone Supremacy having control of that zone and going in for an aggressive lockout, but it works against them as all of Rubber Ducks is quickly making their way back in those whales, those strikes, and that is straight down the Triggerfish Zone Supremacy, already flipping the score again.
They thought they were going to make a diversion with that 3v1, but Rubber Ducks was like, nah. It's our time now.
Indeed. It looks like Rubber Ducks is able to keep this advantage here. I like where they're positioned here. They're not going in for a full lockout, but they're definitely, they're still holding that space. Duca comes out, unfortunately not able to find anyone, but it doesn't stop Triggerfish Zone Supremacy from getting these strikes out and getting one of those zones neutralized.
Yeah, that was a really good dodge from that Inkzuka, but it looks like Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is advancing a little bit more. They're in a position where maybe they're able to ink a little bit. Pepe's trying to make an advance, but Rubber Ducks is just not having it.
Yeah, it looks like Triggerfish Zones wants to play at their own pace, but Rubber Ducks is not allowing them to play the game that they want. Triggerfish Zones has to get that advantage state once more if they want to turn this into their own tempo. And it's going to get a little bit dicey here because, they are on the back end here. They are unfortunately at those loss of points.
Indeed. Rubber Ducks is being the DJ right now, and Triggerfish Zone Supremacy can't do much but dance to their tempo right now.
Yep. This is practically their last chance to get into the zone, and with their members dropping down, it's going to be incredibly tough. It's going to be practically a miracle here for Triggerfish Zone Supremacy to get here on the board once more here. They're able to keep that zone neutralized for a bit, so it's a good stall. And two down on Rubber Ducks. This might be their chance.
Ooh, yeah, all right, Pepe. There you go.
Yes, sir.
Slapping 64 penalty points onto Rubber Ducks, sending them to Bob-omb Battlefield. Shout out to the Snipe Rider for keeping their game alive, honestly.
Yeah, people forget just how well Pencil can hold area sometimes. It has an insane amount of paint and kill power. So now the tides have turned, and Triggerfish Zone Supremacy's turn to hold this zone is now in their hands here, Bash.
Shiny isn't exactly winning the sniper duel, but they're maintaining a lot of good paint pressure. In fact, Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is playing a little bit more passive than they were before, but then again, they are allowed to as they're whittling the points down. Rubber Ducks finds a hole in their defense, though, as they're about to advance. Can they get the zone? Triggerfish zone supremacy is maintaining one of the halves, and I think was that Azuka? Yeah,
Yes,
it was.
sir.
Pepe is just shutting them down.
Yep.
Once again, you hear the Windows XP sounds.
Indeed,
And
indeed.
and they've taken
Oh!
the lead. They've taken the lead.
What a lead swap there. An incredible hold there from Triggerfish on Supremacy. They're going to be trying to hold this, trying to get the knockout.
Wait.
Strikes are coming out.
Oh!
But they did get 2 down on Rubber Duck, so that is still an advantage take there for Triggerfish on Supremacy, stopping the last one alive with one of their other members. Almost going down, but just barely escaping the fire. Triggerfish on Supremacy. They are in control of the zone again, but now they have a bunch of penalty points to go through and a minute left here, Bash.
Now this is a competition. Yeah, a minute and 6 seconds left. I mean, they've got a lot of penalty points to overcome. Triggerfish zone supremacy is shortening theirs, but Rubber Ducks with one really good push and really good defense after the fact, they might still be able to win this.
Oh! That's
I spoke too soon.
For Triggerfish zone supremacy. That's such a good play. That's going to help them hold this for a lot longer here. Things are getting spicy here on the field. None of these teams are going to be letting up here. We are seeing those strikes come out from Rubber Ducks here in a bit. Yep, there they go. There's their calling call to retake right here. But they're coming in with the tree as well to stall them a little bit more.
All right. Rubber Ducks is trying to poke a hole. They just got to make sure not to get picked like that again. And they get the penalty points. 20 seconds left. All right. It's all on their defense now.
Yeah, Triggerfish Zones for the first time since the beginning of the match is now going to be put on that defensive stance. So they really have, they have time here. They have to get to those penalty points, and they are able, as long as they're able to, get themselves into the field, I think they still can retake this here. But it's going to take a second. Oh!
Okay, Pepe going for a direct hit. Oh, they might. Wait. Okay. Beam and Sov are keeping it covered. Swagger showing off a little bit of swagger.
Yes,
very good shots off of the Snipe Rider. Oh, but there it is.
And just like that, Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is able to get their hand in the game. And I think they started by neutralizing them. They split their team half and half. I think it was one of their shooters was there on that left zone and was able to get a hold on that whilst they were distracted on the right. And ultimately, we got the picks, and that was it. What a close game.
Indeed. Yeah, the momentum was changing hands all over the place. All it took was one good push, just having the advantage at the right time, and that's what gave Triggerfish Zone Supremacy the win for that first map. But
Absolutely.
You still got to hand it to Rubber Ducks. Triggerfish Zones served them the spiciest three-piece to put every fast food joint out of business, but Rubber Ducks still stayed strong.
Absolutely here. And what I want to note is during that game, it really could have been an 100-0 match for Rubber Ducks. Triggerfish Zone Supremacy was very much on that back end for most of the time. And I think they were able to find a moment where they reset and they were able to gather themselves and say, okay, this is what we have to do. This is what we have to change. Because they were harshly staggered. And they went, okay, we got to do this together. And I think that was the turning point towards the middle of the game where they're like, okay, we know what we have to do. Now execute.
You got to agree. It was just about building up that plan, executing it at the right time, and then at that point, just staying prepared for whatever the opposition comes up with.
Have a son.
Yeah.
Have a son. We didn't get to see it, but Bash, it looks like our next map is ready. Do you want to?
Yep, we're swapping the three pieces for seafood as we're going to Hagglefish Market for some tower control.
Woohoo! I love me some Hagglefish Market tower. You were here earlier. You would have heard me say that already. You already know. Hagglefish Market is one of those early game maps. This was very a constant. It's been a constant. Hagglefish has been a constant since the beginning of comp here. It's technically still an alleyway based map. Hello, it's still an alley based map, but we have you still have those side flanks. You still have a lot of options that you can have here on Hagglefish Market.
Yeah, I'm actually really interested to see how this goes. I don't have a lot of experience doing towers on Hagglefish. I mean, Hagglefish is a good neutral stage with good flanking routes. I'd usually think of zones or a mode where you push the pace like Rainmaker, but tower control is going to be interesting.
Indeed. It's going to be interesting because instead of having that stationary objective, we have a tower that they have to move in. I think that window towards that first and second checkpoint second checkpoint more than anything are going to be these teams' biggest problems here. But those buckets are here to cause a scene.
100%. And it looks like the strategy in terms of weapons hasn't changed much. Both teams seem quite comfortable with what they were running previous. So it all comes down to finding the right opening.
Indeed, indeed. I agree right here. And it looks like Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is able to get a little bit more turf on the ground. I lied. We're still in neutral state. Wrong. I'm lying. But both of these teams popping their specials, trying to get any space that they can. And the pencil going down on Rubber Bucks. Two going down on. Oh, no, they're here to trade the ties. They're not letting out just yet. It looks like we're still going to be in that neutral state with members going down on each side here.
Zone Supremacy puts the first points on the board, but it could be too early. Or is it really? Because they bounce back almost immediately.
Yeah.
But Rubber Ducks is just waiting to pounce on that tower.
Indeed, and picks are going out here. That pencil being able to take an excellent pick on that bucket, which is, we got our buckets are ready, little guys. We know how it is.
100%. And we got the Tacticooler coming down, so any pushes that Triggerfish Zone Supremacy makes can be sustained. It all comes down to getting rid of that Snipe Rider. The Zuka tried it, but couldn't quite.
Yeah, but it still doesn't stop Triggerfish from going in and getting some more points on the tower despite the efforts of Rubber Ducks here. They're moving at the momentum, getting it two down on Rubber Ducks. This tower continues to move. We love our pencil on tower, taking a little step to, just move along.
Indeed. And that was interesting to see the defensive Zuka. Now we got some tri-strikes coming out, but the Tacticooler is going to make anything difficult when it comes to just pushing back the offense.
Indeed here, and it looks like they're still continuing to push past the second checkpoint, opting to try and get it through. Picks are going down, mostly on Triggerfish Zone Supremacy side, going 2 down, half, and that's 3 down. That might just be the end of the push, leaving their pencil just to fend for themselves. Rubber Ducks able to successfully stop that push, but at that score of 30.
Yep. Swagger pushing the tower quite well, and now we see a different Snipe Rider moving the tower forward. Swagger was just kind of laying back the first couple parts of the match, just trying to make sure they were getting some good defensive coverage. But you have to move eventually. The only problem is Triggerfish Zone Supremacy have a lot of inertia. Once they get going, it's hard to slow down.
Indeed, indeed. This map can get really snowballing really quick if you have the right materials to move forward here. And I feel like both of these teams are still really close here, despite, Triggerfish Zones having that was a really good bomb there from Sam. I can't even lie. What an excellent bomb. But no, both of these teams are closer. Like, they're always trading out, but Triggerfish Zones Supremacy is able to go. That is a double. That was a double with the bomb, I think.
Yeah, no, I think so too. But no, you bring up a good point. I mean, they're both having some really good engagements against each other. They're both getting some really good trades. But I think we saw this at the same as the previous map, which is why Rubber Ducks kind of had to try to force the comeback. Even though they're pretty even on engagements, Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is just doing a little bit more when they win those engagements.
Yeah, I think what happens is they have someone in the back always to jump to, except this one time. This is where we see Rubber Ducks getting a lot more points, a lot more forward here than center. And I think they're just able to continuously hold pressure even if they're 2-1 down, which I think what's led them to that 26 push.
But good effort from Rubber Ducks. They got a couple points on the board. There were tri-strikes everywhere just now. Special control is going to be really important during the end of the match, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely. Here, staggering your special is going to be huge. And I do want to note that Triggerfish Zone Supremacy just went 3 down. So Rubber Ducks actually might be seeing their opportunity to push forward. As, you're seeing all of this turf here, turn yellow here as Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is forced on the back. Specials are starting to come out. And, Rubber Ducks is taking as much space as they can.
Shiny now finding themselves in Swagger's position where they have to hang back and try to get some good picks in order to shut down the defense. But even with all those tri-strikes, it took them a while.
Yeah, it took them a while. They're going to be trading 1-for-1 here on that ramp. But it looks like they're able to, delay at least Rubber Ducks' push right there. So they do have to, again, put a bigger stop because those checkpoints are getting a little close here.
Yeah, a reminder that even though they have the advantage, they still got to work for every inch. This is semifinals right here.
Yeah, and it's also single limb. We don't have a second bracket. So once you're done here, you are done.
Indeed.
Ooh! They're able to get the wipeout here. Triggerfish Zone Supremacy with a huge man advantage. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they were reminded that it was a single limb tournament and they got shook a little bit.
They're like, oh crap, we gotta lock in, fellas. We gotta lock in.
Yup. And that wipeout is a heck of a statement. DRF just hanging back, just taking free refills of that Tacticooler.
Yes, sir. And I think the goal for Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is to get us just further this lead as much as you can, or at least ideally knock it out. Oh, wait, no, we actually have 20 seconds left. They might actually deal to stall it because they have 2 members here left. So Rubber Ducks is already at that advantage. They're already ready to retaliate. 10 seconds left, but this is their last chance to try and push for this lead back.
Yeah, they once again, Triggerfish Zones can just play the passive role, make Rubber Ducks trip over themselves. All they need to do is force one mistake, and that's curtains. The mid-air shot.
That's my sniper.
Olympic style.
Yeah, no, Shiny has been very on those mid-air snipes. I can't even lie. But Triggerfish Zone Supremacies with a wipeout at the end and a pretty dominant game, if you ask me. Able to take game 2 of 5.
Taking the 2-0 lead. Will they keep the trend going of 3-0s? Or will Rubber Ducks force the game 5?
Rubber Ducks gotta lock in. We gotta lock in.
Cleveland Cavaliers style. We are in the Bay after all.
Is that a sports reference? Question mark.
Yeah, the Warriors blew a 3-1 lead.
Interesting. I don't count it with sports too much. I'm all ears, is what I'm saying.
Yep. But anyways, yeah, Rubber Ducks is going to have to think real careful about what their next counter pick is, knowing that even if they win this map, they will not get to choose the stages anymore. So they really need to find the exact right map mode combo to not only win, but to get the momentum.
Indeed, right here. And I feel like their best bets are anything other than zones or clams. Actually, no, they also have a pencil. So they can actually deal with those maps. So it really is. They have any map in their disposal. Counter picks, the only counter picks that are locked are for Triggerfish Zone Supremacy because they've won both games. They really have the opportunity to pick out anything that they choose to be. It could be their ace map. Take out your ace map. That's what the map you want to reset and what you think is going to help you change your momentum or change what's the word? What's the momentum?
Yes.
To get it going. You need to get that ball rolling. And right now that's Triggerfish Zones right now.
If I was them, I'd be looking at all of the close engagements. Most of them have been on the favor of Triggerfish Zone Supremacy.
Mm-hmm.
But try to analyze those engagements that went a little bit more in their favor.
Yes.
See what pace of play they were playing at, and then maybe inform the map decision from there.
Yeah, because there's a lot that can change between matches. A lot of these teams are built to adapt in game. So these teams are high level to top level players. Like they know what they're doing for the most part. And I'm excited to see how Rubber Ducks is going to find that point where they can adapt and move it forward.
Yep. Figure out what could, I guess, trip up their equilibrium a little bit. I mean, Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is comfortable now. But if Rubber Ducks can find what they need to shake them up a little bit, then that could set some pace for the rest of the set.
Absolutely. Here, I couldn't agree less. Like I'm honestly really excited to see how this ends up. I really want to know if Rubber Ducks is going to just come back. They're going to lock in, lean forward in their chairs, and try to take a match here, or if Triggerfish Zone Supremacy is going to push this forward even further.
I think we have a decision on the map mode.
Oh, we do. Mahi
Splatoon on Mahi Mahi Resort.
Oh, we love our Mahi Mahi Resort. Who doesn't love Mahi?
I mean, it's still almost kind of summer in back in Sacramento. It gets up to 90 degrees some days. I could take a dip in the resort right now.
See, I feel like I could go for a dip. We also we're also in the 90s to 100s back home. So I'm not from here. I'm from AZ. We're around that home state.
But yeah, no, this is gonna be interesting because Mahi Mahi is that map, right?
Absolutely.
Where it's like you've got the water all around you and the terrain is kind of, I don't want to say uneven, but there's a lot of jumping you got to do. So maybe making them think about movement could be the play.
Could be. We also change maps essentially once we get past that 50 point. So that's something to keep in mind, whether you're going to want to force that water to drop or, you got to play it. You want to hold it to 50 anyways. But it looks like there's not a lot of change in the. Actually, no, that Stamper coming out is that biggest change from the side of Rubber Ducks.
Oh, yeah. No, that could increase the pace.
Which is not a bad idea because it can chip off. It still plays off the rest of the weapon.
It's like Rubber Ducks is saying, watch your step. We've got a wet floor. And I'm not talking about the band in the Splatoon video game series.
But I think that one's a banger too. I mean, we love it.
Yeah, we do. But anyways, Triggerfish Zone Supremacy doesn't seem the least bit phased as they're putting on some good paint. Shiny is hanging back, but they're looking to get some direct shots. And they take control. They don't take control first.
Oh, that wall was nasty. How did you live that? How did you live that? I'm genuinely like, how did you live that? Because that wall, there he goes. The fake came to pick him up later.
Are we playing Splatoon or DDR?
Dude's moving. Bro's hitting all the notes he needs.
100%. Making the most tech skill heavy melee players bow their heads in shame. Exactly. The water level is dropping. This is the uneven terrain we were talking about.
Yep, and it looks like Rubber Ducks is going to be put in a bad spot right here with the strikes. This place is done, but they're coming in. clean up.
Oh!
We love our buckets. And Triggerfish Supremacy is still half down right here as the members of Rubber Duck return to the zone.
This is dangerous. This is supposed to be the time when Rubber Ducks gets it together, but they might find themselves getting shipped home early.
Yeah, because these guys have played their Mahi before. Ooh! Zuka Crossfire right here, but it's not going to stop it from taking the zone. No, they're going to aim for Crossfire. Triggerfish Zone Supremacy doing what they can to try to stop Rubber Ducks from taking that zone. Doing so successfully. 5 more. Well, there we go. 5 more 6 until the knockout.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
Triggerfish Zone Supremacy with a 3-0 sweep. Give it up. Get some claps for these guys. Come on.
Shiny with one of the greatest trades I have ever seen in Splatoon. A trade that you could not get away with on Steam. My goodness.
That's some excellent shots there. We love our pencil gaming. Well, oh my God. Triggerfish Zone Supremacy was just able to basically sweep that last game, if you ask me.
Shiny writing the end of the story with that pencil as Triggerfish Zone's Supremacy checks in to Grand Finals.
They checked their ticket, hole punched and everything, and they are moving on to Grand exactly as you said. I'm excited to see what they're going to bring even then.
But who will be their opponent?
That's a bigger question. That's what we're going to be finding out next here, Bash, because our next set is going to be fun. I think it's going to be, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to check that. Hold the stand for me.
Please do. We will find out who is up next soon enough. On crack. I should remember is making their return.
Mr. New Zealand is our other team.
Mr. New Zealand.
And still semis. Yeah, that's here's the thing. This cast, between us two, is going to be semis. So we're basically streaming every set.
Yes.
From here now until the end of the tournament.
Yes, which is 2 of them.
Yes, sir. I love these sets have just been amazing right here.
Oh, this has been a spectacle and a half. Either way, I think they're prepping. Are we going straight into it, or are we taking a break?
Going to break? We're going to break. So, we are going to be going on a little bit of a break, but do not be going anywhere because we have a lot more Booyah Bay action up and waiting for you guys as our next set of finals is getting set up. See you in a sec.
Stay tuned. Get some water. Stay hydrated. You're going to need to be with how crazy this next set's going to be.
Yes, sir.